A collection of photographs of France from the late 19th century reveals famous landmarks as they appeared over a century ago. Many of these structures and sites remain unchanged today, helping to attract tens of millions of tourists to France annually. Mont Saint-Michel is an island in Normandy, France, covering an area of approximately 100 hectares. As of the end of 2009, the island had a population of 44 people. It is one of France's most famous landmarks, attracting around 3 million visitors annually. Mont Saint-Michel and its bay have been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and over 60 buildings on the island are recognized as French historical monuments. The Latona fountain in the gardens of Versailles is topped by a statue of the goddess of the same name. King Louis XIV began the construction of fountains in the gardens of the Palace of Versailles in 1662. Within these grounds, the fountains played a central role in demonstrating humanity's power over nature. The Pantheon, located in the Latin Quarter, is a historic monument situated on the Montagne Sainte-Geneviève in Paris. It is surrounded by numerous famous architectural landmarks. Originally, the Pantheon was a church built in the 18th century to house the relics of Saint Geneviève. The site has witnessed many significant events in French history. Today, the Pantheon serves as a burial place and a site of honor for historical figures and individuals who have brought renown to France. The Madeleine is a church in Paris, built between 1763 and 1842. It features a classical architectural style with tall, Greek-style columns. Madeleine is the French name for Saint Mary Magdalene. The edifice serves as a monument honoring Napoleon's army. The Eiffel Tower is a steel structure located in the Champ de Mars Park beside the Seine River in Paris. Originally known as the 300-meter tower, it was built by Gustave Eiffel and his colleagues for the 1889 World's Fair, which also marked the centennial of the French Revolution and held the title of the world's tallest structure for 40 years. The Eiffel Tower has become a symbol of the City of Light and is one of the most famous architectural landmarks in the world. Les Invalides is a famous Parisian landmark commissioned by King Louis XIV in the late 17th century. Originally built to serve as a hospital for the Royal Army, the complex now houses museums and monuments dedicated to French military history. It is the final resting place of Emperor Napoleon and many other renowned generals. The Château de Versailles, often referred to as the Palace of Versailles, served as the residence of French monarchs Louis XIII, Louis XIV, Louis XV, and Louis XVI. Located in the city of Versailles, west of Paris, the château stands as a symbol of the power of French feudal dynasties, with its vast grounds and monumental architecture, including a 67,000 square meter palace containing over 2,000 rooms and an 815-hectare park. Versailles ranks among the most beautiful and largest châteaux in both Europe and the world. In 1979, the Château de Versailles was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Louvre, renowned art and history museum located in the heart of Paris along the Seine, was originally a fortress commissioned by King Philip Augustus in 1190. During the French Revolution, the palace was transformed into a museum, opening its doors on August 10, 1793. Spanning an area of 210,000 square meters, the Louvre houses a collection of 35,000 artifacts. Annecy, a small town nestled at the foot of the Alps, is known as the Venice of France. This ancient town, dating back to 50 BC, was built by the Romans. It attracts tourists with its picturesque mountain scenery. Close your eyes and imagine flipping through the pages of a one-of-a-kind vintage album, where each photograph serves as a magical portal transporting you back in time to touch the very soul of a raw, rustic, and breathtakingly charming Paris, starting from the 1800s. At the dawn of this journey, early photographic lenses introduce us to a very different Paris, a city untouched by modern urban planning. Back then, the City of Light had no grand, sweeping boulevards or uniformly aligned buildings with wrought iron balconies. Instead, it was a labyrinth of narrow, winding streets steeped in medieval character. You can almost catch the scent of damp earth after a rainfall, hear the rhythmic clatter of horse hooves on cobblestone alleyways, and see a mist-shrouded Seine river where wooden boats quietly drifted along. Amidst this ancient backdrop, Notre Dame Cathedral stands in solemn grandeur. The photographs capture this magnificent Gothic masterpiece clad in scaffolding during its massive 19th-century restoration, recovering from the neglect and scars left behind by the French Revolution. Those wooden scaffolds surrounding the bell tower stood as historical witnesses to the powerful rebirth of an icon. As time marched on, Paris underwent a spectacular transformation under the grand vision of Baron Haussmann. Narrow alleys gave way to tree-lined avenues, breezy squares, and the birth of the iconic sidewalk cafes. This very era shaped the quintessential Parisian lifestyle, a culture where people gathered not just for coffee, but to see and be seen, debating art and philosophy beneath the golden afternoon sun. Each passing decade painted the city in a new light. The collection guides us through the proud rise of the Eiffel Tower in 1889, initially met with skepticism, only to become the irreplaceable symbol of France. Then, you can almost hear the vibrant rhythm of jazz and the laughter of legendary artists and writers like Hemingway or Fitzgerald, echoing through the free-spirited, bohemian atmosphere of the 1920s. Even through its darkest, most somber days under occupation during World War II in the 1940s, Paris stood resilient, ultimately rising from the ashes brighter than ever. The journey beautifully culminates in the profoundly romantic frames of the 1950s, couples sharing passionate kisses along the banks of the Seine, A-line skirts fluttering in the breeze, and the radiant smiles of a post-war generation embracing life anew. Spanning over a century condensed into timeless photographs, Paris appears not merely as a dot on a map, but as a living, breathing soul. It bears the scars of history and a turbulent past, yet through it all, it preserves an eternal, elegant beauty, forever earning its title as the City of Love.